nos amis d'Internet, tous les internautes qui regardent.
Today, Top 30 is the only company in the world able to design, produce, set up and manage a top-level competition. Everything within the same company. Everything with the trustworthiness and professionalism that an official competition requires. Everything Top 30. Top 30. The heart of climbing.
Welcome to Chamonix. We're here in the heart of the French Alps to bring you the next part of our World Cup series. Looming over us, you can see the awe-inspiring sight of Mont Blanc, or the White Mountain. It's the tallest mountain in the Alps, in Western Europe and in all of the EU. The peak is a staggering 15,782 feet above sea level. We've had an incredible start so far in the bouldering circuit this year, but here, in one of the strongholds of climbing, the IFSC is getting set to bring you the next part of the World Cup Tour. It's lead season, and here in Chamonix, we're not just having a lead World Cup, we're having a speed World Cup as well. 2 walls, approximately 15 meters high and 6 meters across. That's 1 for lead and 1 for speed. In the lead, our climbers are going to be facing an incline of over 30 degrees, an almost insurmountable overhang, and routes set by some of the best route setters the world has to offer. In the speed, it's all about pushing that 6-second bracket on the 15-meter wall. I'll say that again, 15 meters in 6 seconds. Then again, we are surrounded by some of the best climbers in the world. Ian Fleming, the author of the James Bond novel, spent time here. In fact, his parents are rumoured to have died here in a climbing accident. We have safety officials, it'll be fine. But bearing that in mind, for your eyes only, a view to kill. The world was not enough. We had to build a climbing wall. Let's see which of our climbers have thunderballs and which are left telling themselves to live and let die. It's IFSC Climbing World Cup Lead and Speed Chamonix 2012.
Welcome back to Chamonix 2012. You're joining us here at the lead finals here in Chamonix. Let's see if we can get the crowd to give us a wave here. Let's see how many of them are turned out despite the rain. This is what happens when you leave us in the chat room. We end up with this rain on every side of the chat room. But still,
Allez, faites-moi un mouvement parapluie, s'il vous plaît. Allez, Cham!
So I'm going to take you on to showing.
Et c'est parti. Franchement, quel courage. Là, si on fait un tour de la place du Mont Blanc, vous êtes déjà plus de 10 000, plus de 12 000. Monsieur le maire, on en parlera tout à l'heure, je pense. La première, dans un instant, ça sera la Suédoise. C'est une nouvelle arrivée.
So we're going to take you through some of the routes now. Try and bring them up on the wall for you. As you can see, the square is absolutely packed here as we wait for our 16 athletes to come out and show us how lead climbing is really done. The one you're looking at right now, that's the women's final route. And that route is an 8B plus with 50 holds. I was chatting to the head route setter about that route earlier. We'll try and bring up the next one for you, which is just next to that one.
On y va. Allez, s'il vous plaît, messieurs, dames, c'est parti pour les finales de la Coupe du Monde de difficulté. La première, c'est la Suédoise.
Just before our first athlete comes out. Our first athlete is already out, so we're going to go straight into the action here for the final. Our first climber here. We're going to keep trying to get it one at a time. If the rain does get really bad, we might end up with 2 climbers on the wall at any one time, but hopefully it should hold off for us. This is Matilda Soderlund that we're looking at here. Earlier today, a score of 44 plus on the wall during the semis. You can hear the crowd cheering her on here already. Hell of a lot of support for all of the climbers.
Alors, do we have a lot of people from Sweden?
Swedish climber Matilda Soderlund. Early today, making a score of 44 plus. And in the qualifications, topping the first route and a 46 plus on the second. As I've said, this is an 8B plus for the women. And she has flashed 8B pluses before. One of those was Friends Like You. That's on rock. In the Frankenjura. She's also managed an 8C, Oddfellows. And that was in 4 attempts.
Il y a des méthodes selon sa taille. On n'est pas obligé de faire la méthode prévue pour celui d'1m60, quoi. Donc les grands, s'ils doivent garder les pieds bas, parfois, ben, il faut qu'ils le fassent. Il faut qu'ils anticipent les muscles de neige quand ils doivent le faire. Jouer sur ses avantages, sur ses points forts.
So be careful, it's hard if you're from Sweden and you have to make really some noise, please.
Just approaching the overhang here. Matilda Soderlund, you can see the score as it's tallying up there. Obviously we can't give you the exact scores. The judges will put them onto the website as soon as they possibly can. They are updating them live here, but none of those scores will be official until 20 minutes after the final has finished. So just bear that in mind as we move through our 16 climbers here at the finals. Phenomenal atmosphere here in the square despite the rain. Nice to see some of you guys back in the chat with us, hanging around. If you are joining us, do tell us what time it is where you are and whether you're having to put up with weather like this. So currently on the wall, Matilda Soderlund, 20-year-old athlete born in 1992, lives in Salzgibaden, world ranked 69th, and that's worth bearing in mind. And you can see what that rain's doing to us right here now. No rain on the wall so far, though. That's always a good thing. Beautiful weather slump. Hope that wasn't too sarcastic. Mathilde Soderlund, second at Crange and Imps in 2011, sixth at Crange, Edinburgh and Vienna in 2010, second at Crange in 08. These are all on the female juniors lead European Youth Cups and European Youth Series. As I said, she's ranked 69th in the world. Well, she's already into the final here in the top 8, and there you can see just the kind of route that she's climbing. I know the spotlight is necessary, but I always kind of feel like it makes you think of them as criminals trying to escape, and they've just been caught. Well, Mathilda's just been caught short there. Just to give you these routes again and how tough they are. For the women's, we're looking at an 8B plus with 50 holds up a 15-meter wall. For the men's, we're looking at an 8C plus with 48 holds. Though I was chatting to the head route setter earlier and he said it's little. We'll see how they get on with that. Any questions you may have, do send them in to me. I'll try and get the answers for you as best as I can. But we're back with our first male athlete now, and that is Thomas Ballet of France. And a huge roar from the crowd there as the first French athlete joins us on stage. Thomas Ballet, the 22-year-old athlete from France, born in Gien in 1989, world ranked 17th at the moment, so he's already bested where he was. He was world ranked 20th at the end of 2011, and before that, in 2010, was world ranked 23rd. 14th at the Lead World Cup in Barcelona in 2011, 15th at Chamonix in 2010, 13th in Chamonix in 2011, but he has got up to 10th place here at Chamonix in 2008, and that is just what the home crowd can do for you. And there's the men's route for you. A bit more higgledy-piggledy. Thomas Ballet also 7th at the Male Juniors Lead Climbing World Championships in Sydney in 2008. Manny, the results for the climbers that are not in the final, you'll be able to find them on ifsc-climbing.org. And you can go and have a look there. For the ones earlier, the ones that didn't make it, we did have the whole Jakob Schubert situation going on. That has now been resolved. The judges decided against Schubert for that. Very quick heel hook there from Thomas Ballet. He's not hanging about here. He looks pumped. Obviously the home crowd driving him forward. There's another heel hook. Just approaching the overhang now. Crowd still driving him forward. Looked like he bashed his head there as he was trying to cling onto the wall. Bit of a sloper, that one on his left hand there. And he's gone. And he went so fast I just saw the B layer shoot off the floor. Maybe that's something we need to readdress with the weighting of the belayers. That belay was nearly halfway up the wall then as he came off. The crowd absolutely loving him though. Thomas Vallée, 22-year-old French climber, in front of his home crowd. We will keep the scores updated for you as often as we possibly can. But we're back with Sacha De Julian of the USA. And thanks to our resident DJ, this will be the second time today that Sacha De Julian has climbed this wall to the sounds of Born in the USA. He's a very literal DJ. He's not abstract. Nice to see that we might have the Climbing Works in Sheffield in here. And possibly Christopher Webb-Parsons. I'm not sure whether that is Chris or not. Chris, I bet you're really happy that you're not here right now because it is absolutely tipping it down here.
She's very young, she's 20 years old. Just senior, last year she was junior.
And Graham's in the chat as well. Missing you here. Graham's one of the technical delegates from the IFSC. We're currently watching Sacha De Julian of the USA. Topped both of her problems in the qualifications earlier today and scored a 44.5 in the semis. She's now climbing this wall, which is an 8B plus for the women with 50 holds. Only 19 years old, born in 1992. Has taken some time out recently to go back on rock. So we haven't seen her in the bouldering circuit. She's been out into Iceland, spending a lot of time in Spain as well. She was telling me the other day that she's planning on going back to Spain. She loves it there. Lives in Alexandria, world ranked 17th at present. World Cup ranking at the end of 2011 was 16th. She was second at the Bouldering World Championships in Arco in 2011. As I said before, guys, any questions you might have, any queries, do send them in. I'll try my best to get answers for you. Sacha's also been a North American champion. That was in 2008 in Montreal, Canada. 6th at Purs in 2011, 1st at the European Youth Cup in Imst, 2nd at the Bouldering World Championships, as I've said, in Arco in 2011. Very popular climber in the US and over here. You'll undoubtedly have seen her face before in some of the climbing mags.
She needs you now. Come on, Sacha, come on. She didn't stop, hein. Just climbing. Il y a des problèmes de rési aussi, hein. Si elle sent qu'elle commence à être injectée de lactique, il vaut mieux qu'elle accélère.
Sacha now trying to navigate around this point on the wall with the stairs that we saw earlier today when the routes were the other way around and the men's was on this side of the wall. This was the point that the male athletes ran into some problems in the semis.
We love you.
A lot of support from the French crowd here. Little toe hook there. And there's our above shot. On our camera from the top, you can see just how high she is. And the angle of the wall as we lose Sacha De Julian. Such a shame. Was just approaching the final third of the wall there. Phenomenal climber.
Il faut toujours les encourager, il faut toujours les pousser, ça peut arriver à n'importe qui. The new generation from Germany.
And we have our next athlete out as Sasha is getting ready to leave the stage. We are back with our next male athlete, and that is Thomas Tauborn from Germany. The 21-year-old athlete, born in 1991, lives in Schengen. I'll say that again, and I'll say it properly. Schengen.
Ils ont parié très tôt sur la jeunesse. Et là, ils ont une équipe super jeune entre Tauborn,
has been climbing since he was 7 years old. Known as Shorty to his friends. That's probably why you can see Shorty popping up in the chat. That's support for Thomas. German team looking exceptionally strong this year in the bouldering circuit. Jan Hoyer in the final at Vale recently. Looked like he was going to take gold there, and then it all went a little bit wrong with the hand jams for him in the final there. And almost the exact same thing happened to his teammate, Julian Verm. Sixth at the Bouldering World Championships in Arco in 2011. World ranked 7th. World Cup rank at the end of 2010 was 7th as well, and was 9th at the end of 2010. Third at Log Dragomir in the bouldering comp there this year.
Ouais, c'est bien avec l'écran, pour ceux qui ne voient pas le côté, pour les filles, vous pouvez regarder un petit peu sur l'écran de temps en temps. C'est le deuxième, hein.
The time here, Gravity Rebel, is just approaching a 9:15.
Champion du monde junior sur sa dernière année. De toute façon, c'est régulier, hein. C'est souvent qu'on voit les jeunes, les cadets, les juniors venir prendre des places aux seniors en Coupe du Monde. On a déjà vu.
Thomas Tauborn now roughly midway around this bulging overhang. And there you are, there's our above cam. Just to show you something different, something a little bit more interesting. So he's now past where Thomas Valet was, which puts him in the lead. And he's now hanging out on a Peugeot symbol. We just put a Peugeot symbol on the wall. No reason, just felt like it.
Ouais, c'est les parties les plus surplombantes, c'est pas toujours les plus difficiles, mais il faut être assez relâché pour pas s'épuiser.
Regardez le travail des pieds là. Là, c'est le moment où il vous entend le mieux. Hein. C'est dans les temps de repos, sinon il passe en mode machine.
You can see the clock there in the background. These guys are on a clock. Thomas Tauborn's currently on 2 minutes and 52 seconds. They have 6 to get up that wall. And that is because last year we had joint first positions in the female final here. Oh, and Thomas is gone. Still in the lead though. Just like Sasha at the very top of the overhang. Quite a few crimps on this wall as well, and a lot of them are quite early on, which means that by the point he's getting to the top of those overhangs here, the climber's hands are going to be extremely drained. A lot of lactic acid building up.
Everybody make some noise.
Everyone all right in the chat? Everyone hear me okay? Let me know.
Elle est tout juste junior, première année. Alors elle a été 3e au championnat du monde de TIF.
Already back with our next female climber now.
Des bons autrichiennes. Tonnerre d'applaudissements et multiples fois vainqueur de Coupe d'Europe. Ça a été quand même une grosse épine dans le pied des Français pendant longtemps. C'est Magdalena Rock, Austria. Grande championne Magdalena.
And we are here with Magdalena Rock, the Austrian climber. The Austrians are renowned for being exceptionally strong climbers. As I was saying earlier during the semis, it is a national sport there. It is also on the curriculum at the schools there. And in fact, in most cases across the country, the sport and the sign-up lists for schools And for children wanting to participate in the sport of rock climbing is actually a longer list than the children asking to participate in football and several other sports there.
Très suivis dans leur pays au niveau des sports de montagne. Il y a beaucoup d'investissements pour les sportifs, donc ils sont quand même, une fois qu'ils sont dans les meilleurs de leur pays, ils ont beaucoup de...
Magdalena Rock, 18-year-old climber, born in 1994, lives in Landeck, world ranked 13th. World Cup ranking at the end of 2011 was 18th, and at the end of 2010 was 46th. So you can see how she shot up there. Third at the Climbing World Championships in Arco in 2011, and 8 times gold medalist on the European Youth Cup and European Youth Series from 2010 to 2011. So in 1 year there, Magdalena Rock has won 8 gold medals. Fourth at the Lead World Cup in Purs in 2011. Topped both of the routes coming into this competition in the qualifications. And earlier today, with a score of 44.5 plus, besting Mathilde Soderlund and Sascha de Julian. The difficulty on this wall, to answer your question, Raphael, for the women is 8B plus with 50 holds. And we're looking at an 8C plus with 48 holds for the men. Yes, Munkel, the results of the semi-finals are online now. You should be able to find them on ifsc-climbing.org. There you are. Someone's very kindly put the link up for you. I'll be with you all the way through the finals. My name is Daniel Finn. Any questions you might have, do send them in to me. It is still raining here, Malcolm, yes. Magdalena now on the stairs. Do we have any rock puns? We had a whole swarm of rock puns earlier today. Magdalena Rock, rocking it out. Rock and roll. She's rocking on the wall. Can't stop the rock.
Est-ce qu'on peut faire un petit test, un petit peu, tous les gens qui n'ont pas de parapluie dans les mains, qui ont des bons Chamonix bien résistants, est-ce qu'on peut essayer de battre la rythmique, s'il vous plaît, tapez dans vos mains. Allez, 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 allez.
Crowd giving a hell of a lot of support here for Magdalena. Driving her up the wall, not in the bad way, in the good way. Flirty, loving it, nice one. Now it looks like she's at the point that Sascha just had some problems. And so is Magdalena Rock. Jim N, does a rolling rock game Moss? I don't know, what about a falling rock? These are questions I want answers for. I do believe that was a little bit higher though than Sascha de Julian. Got to. Magdalena Rock bids goodbye. So we are 3 climbers in out of our 8 for the women, and we're back with that 3rd climber for the men, and this is Magnus Midtbo of Norway, the only Norwegian climber in the final. A lot of support from the crowd.
Toujours le sourire, toujours humble, d'une simplicité hors pair. On attendait sa victoire, ou en tout cas un podium en France depuis longtemps, il a toujours tourné autour. Ça fait peut-être 6-7 ans qu'il est sur les Coupes du Monde. Ça fait 7 ans qu'il fait des finales à Chamonix. Et l'année dernière, bon, Jacob Schubert gagne, Mathis Pico 3, Masashi 4, me semble-t-il, 2.
So we're here with Magnus Midtbø, the only Norwegian climber in the final. 23-year-old, born in 1988, lives in Oslo, world ranked 11th. World Cup ranking at the end of 2011 was 13th, and before that in 2010 was 31st. So he's gone from 31st up to 13th, and now to 11th in the past 2 years. 9th at Cranj in 2011, 5th at Pers in 2011. First at 4 male junior lead comps in 2007, 4 golds there. Was 3rd here last year. Simon, good question. Let's go for that one. How do they calculate the score? Well, we have a certain number of holds here on the wall. We have 50 for the women and 48 for the men. So the scores are based on what hold that climber reaches. And as you can see on the score just underneath his name there, we were just on a 14 plus. And that is because Magnus was able to control the 14th hold and was trying for the 15th. Like now he's on the 15th, trying for the 16th and so on. So if a climber gets to a point where they are controlling the hold, the judges are the ones that decide that. And moving on to the next one, if they get a hand onto the next one but just fall short, that becomes a plus score. If they get the hand onto that next hold but don't manage to control the next hold, that would be a minus score next to the number. So I hope that answers your question. They are also, of course, on a timer. Magnus Midtbø is currently on 1 minute 44 and counting of his 6 minutes that he does have on the wall. All climbers with the 6 minutes there, and that is because we've had a Thai gold medalist position here last year, and that was with Mina Markovic and Kim Jae-in. And the judges don't want that again this year, so we're going to put them on a timer. You can see how small some of the holds are there from that angle. Where Magnus's foot was just, there's a heel hook to try and push him up. That slope is causing some problems. What a shame, Magnus Midtbø already down off the wall with a score of roughly 24. Of course, the judges still have to confirm that. They will be updated constantly on the IFSC website as the judges send them in. That's ifsc-climbing.org. Get yourself on there and have a look. Got to remind you also to get onto the Twitter. We're trying to pick up the support on Twitter and on the Facebook pages. Trying to get the word out for the sport. Our next climber comes out to join us for the women here. So we'll bring you back onto the wall. We are now with Kim Jae-in. Kim Jae-in, our world rank number 2, was world rank number 2 at the end of 2011, was first the year before that in 2010, was knocked off that spot by Mina Markovic, who is still holding on to that spot. 23 years old, Kim Jae-in, lives in Goyang City, was 3rd at Chongqing this year in 2012, 1st at Barcelona, Cranj, Pers and Changzhou in 2011, but was one of our equal firsts here last year at Chamonix. I'm going to do my interesting fact again. Not that I only have one, there are several. But about Kim Jae-in. It's common for Korean siblings to share the same prefix or suffix on their name. For example, Ja-bi or Ja-ha, or in this case, Ja-in. And Kim and her 2 brothers, because she has 2 older brothers, share the same prefix, which is Ja, which comes from the way that the Koreans pronounce the German word for rope. Sorry, Corey, it's the same fact from earlier. It's one of my interesting facts. But Magdalena Rock is not the only climber to have a pun for her name. Kim Jae-in is also another one.
dans une voie qui était un petit peu bizarre.
She's currently climbing an 8B+ with 50 holds on the wall. Graham, I'm going to pretend I didn't just see that.
Ça, c'est des belles leçons, c'est des beaux repères quand même pour nos Français. Hein. Par exemple, quand on prend Salomé Romain qui a un talent incroyable et qui est une petite grimpeuse, ben voilà, ça prouve que ça passe. Hein. Voilà, vous les entendez. Hein. Gamba, 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 gamba. Allez. Allez, Kim Jae-in, allez. On sait que vous l'aimez à Cham, elle peut gagner ce soir, Kim Jae-in. Elle n'est pas sur la start list à sa place. Normalement, on devrait l'avoir arrivée avant-dernière sur les listes de finale. Elle passe toujours dans les dernières finalistes. Hein. Allez, là, ça va être intéressant par contre de voir le petit modèle.
Rain is still coming down, thick and fast here at Chamonix, surrounded by umbrellas. Some of which conceal judges hiding, making notes, doing suspicious deeds. Kim Jae-in with one hand now on the stairs that I was talking about earlier, causing some problems for the men when this side of the wall was for the male route earlier today. Now we saw Sacha de Julien surpass this point on the wall. We also saw Magdalena Rock surpass this point on the wall. And it was the point just after that that both of those guys ran into some problems. Let's see if it's the same for Kim here, or whether she can excel where others have failed so far.
Allez, c'est pareil, on l'encourage un peu, là ça va arriver sur les moments délicats pour Kim Jae-in. C'est un petit peu la verticale limite, là chez les filles.
Huge support from the crowd. Thousands strong in that sea of umbrellas behind me. Same little shift over there that we saw Sacha de Julien do earlier. And some tiny holds just here. Now this was the point that we saw our female athletes running into some problems. Tiny, tiny holds. You can see her shaking her hands out there. That's to get rid of some of the lactic acid. If you climb yourself, you'll know exactly how that feels. Incredibly elegant climber. There you are with the current standings at the moment. Magdalena Rock with 37, Sacha de Julien with 36 plus. And she's right at that point. She looks to be pushing past that point. The crowd are loving it. Yes, she is ahead of Magdalena Rock. Could this be a top here? Could this be our first top? I hope she doesn't think that she's got that clip in there. She needs to get that clip in if she's going to go any higher. Nope, she spotted it. There we are. We had over 10,000 people here for the speed finals yesterday, the Speed World Cup. I think someone in the chat just said that it's estimated we have about 15,000 here in the square, and that is phenomenal. Despite the rain, 15,000 people. The actual population of Chamonix is only 8,900. Sorry, 9,800. Other way round, Dan. Get your facts straight. Which means that we actually have more than the population of Chamonix crammed into Chamonix right now. How on earth will we have room for them all? But of course, there is a bigger audience watching online. That's you guys in the chat. We love having you with us. If you can't be here in person, you can be here in spirit. Sending Kim Jae-in up the wall. The crowd are absolutely loving this. Oh, she's gone. And she's loving it. To the sounds of Insane in the membrane. insane in the bad rain.
Attends, on va faire un truc, On va la faire monter, vous allez voir ça, on adore ça. Elle va vous saluer sur l'estrade et vous allez la saluer avec les parapluies, sans les parapluies. La totale, on adore lui faire ça, elle a toujours fait ça, Kim Jae-in. Tout le monde, regardez comme elle vaut de l'argent, tout le monde se jette sur elle pour lui enlever son nœud.
Still shaking out those hands there. Shows you just how much it takes its toll on your hands. Behind her is our crazy DJ that keeps shouting woo and has been for the past 4 days, even before the event started. They don't have their own belayer, no, there is a belayer supplied by the competition organisers here. As we saw when Thomas Ballet came out earlier, when he came off the wall, his belayer shot up into the air. I don't know whether you guys got to see it, but that was quite a spectacle. It was like reverse bungee jumping. That's our crazy comms guy. He's great with Kim.
Congratulations, Kim. On va mettre la lumière sur le mur. Alors attention, Romain Desgranges.
So now we're back with the men after an incredible climb there by Kim Jae-in. And we are here with Romain Desgranges.
Le feu, vas-y, monte, là, monte. Et ben voilà, malheureusement, c'en est terminé. Je voudrais qu'on applaudisse.
I'm silent because I don't actually know what to say. The crowd show their support and offer their condolences, but you can see the look there on Romain Desgranges' face. He's clearly very unhappy with that. I'm not actually sure what to say about that. I had facts lined up and everything. Mib, I share your enthusiasm. That's as close as I'm going to get to saying what you just said. Do you remember in the chat, swearing is not allowed? You'll be bugged out. So, we move on to our next female climber.
She's from Russia. Next up now is for Evgenia Malamid.
This is Evgenia Malamid.
Alors là, c'est un peu la surprise de cette finale chez les femmes. On l'avait déjà vu depuis quelques saisons faire des Coupes du Monde, mais
25-year-old Russian climber topped both of her problems in the qualifications. Both routes topped in the qualifications. A score of 45 plus at the semi-finals earlier today, if you saw us here with that. Born and lives in Voronezh, second at the European Youth Cup in Kranj in 2006, 15th at the IFSC Climbing World Cup in Kranj in 2010, and 10th at the IFSC Climbing World Cup in Perth on the same year, 17th at Milano at the bouldering there in 2011. Let's see how she gets on here. So here you are, you can see the results as they stand at the moment for the women and the route on the wall. Kim there with 42 plus, and there are only 50 holds.
Давай, Evgenia, давай. Attention parce que comme le dit François, elle c'est une belle performance, c'est une belle prestation déjà d'être là en finale. On sait que la voie elle est exigeante, elle est très difficile, il y a déjà des pièges avant la série module. Allez.
Evgenia Malamed, 45 plus. In the previous round, the semi-finals here. 25-year-old Russian athlete. Let's see if she can give Kim Jae-in a run for her money. On the wall here. If you're joining us, you're watching live on IFSC.tv. You can see we are watching the finals of the Chamonix Lead World Cup in 2012.
Allez, on donne peut-être un petit peu de voix là pour l'aider à faire cette transition jusqu'au module. Pareil, les Russes, on se rappelle, il y a 5-6 ans, l'entraîneur russe, qu'est-ce qu'il kiffait Chamonix.
Evgenia making her way onto the start of the overhang here on our 15-meter wall. 15 by 6. A lot of space for climbing that. I was talking to Sean McCall and Jakob Schubert about the new wall here, both of them saying they're loving it. Really nice to climb on. We did have all the drama earlier with Jakob Schubert in what is becoming known as the famous Jakob Schubert situation, which I compare to the Falklands crisis, but with less boats. Grading of the routes here. For the women, 8B plus with 50 holds, but only 47 of those 50 are the marked holds. And for the men, we're looking at an 8C plus with 48 holds. Although the head route said to me earlier, it's little. I'm not exactly sure what he meant by that because it's 15 meters high, so I can't see how it can be little, but there you are.
Ces volumes, ces modules, là ça c'est le mur. On vous rappelle qu'il se retrouvera à Bercy, on en parlera tout à l'heure de Bercy avec une superbe configuration. Les 3 épreuves.
Evgenia on the point on the wall. Just getting into that upper section around the overhang as the route moves round to the left. Let's see her make this transfer. Yes, she's managed to hold it, has she? Has she? Can she? It looks tentative. Tension is really high here. The crowd pushing forward. A little drop knee there. Give her some support. Pushing her up. Ah, she's gone. She really was pushing for that then. Only to be expected. These are the best climbers in the world. At present, Evgenia Malamed of Russia. Back down on the ground. Before we bring out our next male athlete.
Alors là, vous allez vous enflammer, hein. Derrière le passage de Romain Desgranges, on va accueillir celui qui est champion du monde en titre.
I believe they were given 6 minutes before the climbing started to come out and study it. I was down on the ground with them while they were out here having a look. Here we are now, back at the wall with Ramon Julien Piblanque, the world rank number 2. Was world rank number 1. He's been a world champion before. If any man is going to top this route, at the moment, it's leaning towards him.
Ils étaient deux à être les meilleurs mondiaux pendant longtemps. Ramon, le Catalan et son pote Pachi, le Basque. Alors ils se regardaient, ils se tiraient la bourre tous les deux. Et maintenant, c'est Ramon. Hein. Et Ramon, c'est le seul qui a résisté au championnat du monde.
Let's see how Ramon gets on here.
Vous avez l'habitude de le voir sur Chamonix. C'est une légende, cet homme.
In the pouring rain. Welcome if you're joining us. This is the lead final here at Chamonix 2012. The first Lead World Cup of the year, setting us off for our lead season with the IFSC. And you are currently watching Ramon Julien Piblanque of Spain. 30-year-old athlete born in 1981, lives in Manilu. World ranked number 2, as I've said, was world ranked number 1 in 2010. Of his top 12 best results, you can go and find these on the IFSC website if you don't believe me. There's not one of them that's below 3rd. I'm going to rail some of them off for you. First at Barcelona, Valence and Arco for the World Championships in 2011. First at Cranj, Purs, Innsbruck and Arco for the Rockmaster there in 2010. And yes, our resident DJ has been really on it with the music so far. It's tailored his soundtrack for the athletes. Very kind. I do, but I haven't climbed for a very long time. I used to climb when I was very young at a sports centre called the Ackers up in Birmingham in the UK with my old man, and I've just started again down in London at the London Bridge climbing centre there. It's all this commentating, it's got me addicted again. Nice to have you with us. So now this was earlier the female route, the women's wall, with all these diamond-shaped volumes that you can see here. Just at the very start of the overhang. There's our above shot for you. Show you where Ramon is. He's a very controlled climber, very slow and steady. Takes his time to do it. We were talking about it in the chat earlier, saying that could be something to hold against him in terms of his timing here. If he does top this and somebody else manages to top it in a lesser time, they'll take the first and he'll take the second, or so on, depending on how quick everyone was. Because, I mean, look at the timing now already. Ramon Julian Publangue is already on 2 minutes 35 seconds. They've only got 6 to get up there. Let's hope it's enough for him. That was one hand then. Ladies and gentlemen, that was one hand. Absolutely phenomenal. Seems almost relaxed. Got to be a good 10 meters up this wall now already as he comes to the end of the overhang. Doing exceptionally well so far. There's that above shot for you again. You can see the clock there in the background. 3 minutes 49 seconds now on the clock. The power in this man's fingers is absolutely astounding. Here's the slopers now. Jamming them fingers in there. Into that hold on the left. Let's get some support in the chat room. In the chat room, please. That's it, keep that support going. Let's send Ramon up this wall. Thomas Halborn there, as you can see, 32. Magnus Midbo with 25 plus. The crowd are going wild here. So secure, you can, 2 hands on that sloper there. And that is just phenomenal. This man could well go all the way. Do not look away from the screen right now. Ramon Julien Publangue, the world ranked number 2. Allez, allez from the crowd, 15,000 strong. trying to send Ramon Julien up this wall by sheer will alone. Ah! Just gone. Sending some love back out to the crowd. It's looking at a 38 for him. So close. Oh no, scores are being updated. They do come in live. Judges are going to try and, well, they will be sending them up onto the website, and you should be able to see them in the stream too. Who is able to beat the German climbers? I don't know. It's a very strange question. They are looking incredibly strong this year. There is Ramon Julien Blanquet bidding farewell to the crowd. Let's see whether that is enough to get him a medal. And we're back with our next climber. No hanging about here. The rain is pouring it down. And it's Hélène Janicot of France. The crowd is singing along. I'm getting it in stereo. Hélène Janicot topped both of her problems. I keep calling them problems because I'm so used to doing bouldering. I should say routes. Topped both of the routes in the qualifications. Had a score of 45.5 plus in the semi-finals. (18 years old, born in 1993, and she's already world ranked 19th. World Cup ranking in 2011 was 19, but she's been as high as 8th in the World Cup rankings in 2010. She was second here at Chamonix in 2010, first at the European Youth Cup in Voiron this year, first at the European Youth Cup in Pau last year, and second at the World Youth Championships in Valence in 2009. There's a bit of a resume for you. This girl is Hélène Janicot.
Alors elle, c'est une machine d'entraînement. Elle s'entraîne très tard le soir. Elle est rigoureuse, elle a vraiment tous les talents pour nous prendre de beaux podiums. C'est une prétendante aussi à Bercy, il faut raconter sur elle. Il va falloir l'aider à rentrer dans.
You guys in the chat room talking about climbing as a sport now. It's an interesting subject, one I think that needs to be brought up as often as possible. We want to get the word out about this sport, so get onto Twitter, do get onto Facebook, onto the My Face and the Face Space, whatever you want to call it. You can find the IFSC on Twitter. You can find 24/7 TV on Twitter. Join the climbing websites and the chat rooms there. Got to keep trying to get in the word out. It has been shortlisted for the 2020 Olympic Games. So don't get too damn beat about climbing and where it is at the moment, guys. There's the leading results at the moment. Kim Jain, 42 plus there. That's the one to beat if you want to take gold here. As I said, it has been shortlisted for the 2020 Olympic Games. It's one of 7 other sports. I have no idea why it isn't already an Olympic sport. Because look at the crowds it attracts. That guy is loving it. Is he loving it as much as you are? Yeah, I don't know why it isn't already an Olympic sport. Seems as natural to me as running and walking. This is an interesting point that Janicot is at the wall at the moment. Try and get you the best shot of that for the above cam. There you are. Look at the crimps there. In the last third of the wall, the route setters have decided to just really challenge the hands as they're getting onto the final section here. Doing phenomenally well. I'm going to say that with the hope that he doesn't bring her off the wall. Because I seem to have a commentator's curse, and look, it's happened again. I've got to stop talking about that. Still a phenomenally good score there for Janiko.
Il en reste deux. Il en reste deux. Et évidemment, il y a quand même Markovic dedans. Donc là, ça va quand même sortir le podium. Et il y a Momoka Oda. Momoka Oda. Plusieurs podiums en Coupe du Monde.
I am going to stop talking about how well the climbers are doing. I think we all agree about that. It's a bad decision. Bad move. I'm going to just say, look, they're climbing. Is that okay with everyone? We're now back with our next male athlete. As Janiko says goodbye.
Allez, maintenant il va rester 3 grimpeurs chez les garçons. Lui, 13e du classement mondial, 4e, c'était sa meilleure performance en Coupe du Monde.
And here he is, Mikhail Chernikov of Russia. Got to a height of 40 plus earlier in the semi-finals.
Pareil, il y a une grosse perf, 4e place en 2009, c'était quand même, depuis il a pas fait de podium, pas fait de finale.
Oui, là c'est un gros outsider sur cette finale.
Mikhail Chernikov of Russia, 27-year-old athlete born in 1985, born and lives in Voronezh, world rank 13th, World Cup rank 2011 14th, World Cup rank 2010 13th. Very stable climber, used to holding that position. Let's see if he's going to push to increase that this year. 7th at the European Championships in Innsbruck in Austria in 2010, 4th at the Lead World Cup in Cranj in 2009. Look, he's climbing. Getting to the overhang. It's really hard not to encourage the climbers as a commentator when you're supposed to be talking about the climbers. Very fast. 1 minute 15 and he's already at the overhang. Just to go back to the Olympics thing in the 2020, one of the other sports that we're up against is wakeboarding. Now tell me why wakeboarding deserves a place in the Olympics and climbing does not. A lot of it comes down to you guys in the chat and the audience that we have here. We've got to keep trying to push to just show how well supported it is, and you can see by the crowd sitting out here in the rain. The hardcore umbrella lovers of France. They love a good umbrella out here. Still only at 2 minutes 30 roughly. And he's already into the top third of the wall. Look, he's climbing. He's really climbing. There is the scores as they stand at the moment. Julian Peblanc at 41 plus, which puts Mikhail Chernikov in second place. I started talking about how well he was doing again, didn't I? Exceptionally good climbing there from the Russian. That puts him in second place.
Actually, your second place, Mirai, second place.
And he hears it from the commentator. for the French crowd here, gives a little bit of a nod. Yep, okay, second place, not bad. I'm happy with that. Gives us a wave. And there his chaperone, now taking him off to get a curry. And we're back with our next female athlete.
Deuxième au championnat du monde junior, elle est très très jeune. Elle est junior première année. Applaudissements pour la japonaise, Momoka Oda, Japan. She's junior.
I completely agree with Mike there. More media talking about the World Cups. But we are here now with Momoka Oda of Japan. 47 plus in the semi-finals earlier today. Very well-known climber on the bouldering circuit as well as the lead circuit. Topped both of the routes in the qualifications. Just a reminder, she's only 18 years old. Born in 1994 in Yamaguchi. Still lives in Yamaguchi. World rank 14th. But she's been as high as 11th. And that was last year. 12th the year before that. 3rd at Amman and Boulder in 2011 in the lead there. 2nd at the World Youth Championships in Imst in 2011. 8th at the Bouldering World Cup in Innsbruck this year. 4th at Log Dragomer with the bouldering there. I was there. I was talking about Slovenia earlier in the chat room. Beautiful country. Also producing some phenomenal climbers. 10th at Chongqing earlier this year in the bouldering there as well.
C'est l'avant-dernière chez les filles, avant d'accueillir l'ouragan slovène. Allez, petite grimpeuse, obligée de prendre des risques aussi pendant cette ascension. Il va falloir projeter au niveau des pieds, jouer avec les points, les talons. Gamba, Momoka, gamba.
Approaching the overhang now. Thing with lead climbing that always gets me as well is the clips. I know that they're for safety, but you have to remember that climbers have to constantly keep taking that hand off the wall to adjust the rope. And of course there is also the problem that we had earlier, because Schuber has been disqualified for standing on one of them, reaching round with his right foot to try and find that position and ending up using one of the clips for support, and that's what's taken him out of the final here, despite him topping the semi-finals earlier today. There you can see the numbers. So 50 holds all in all, but only 47 marked holds. Yes, Graham, I do apologise for that. He came out with a score of 36. That was Jakob Schuber earlier today. Despite topping the wall, he used the clip to get there. So he came out with a score of 36. He was not disqualified. Well, I saw him actually just after they started the appeal, standing by the side of the judges' box, which is the box where we like to keep the judges before they're unleashed. And he seemed remarkably calm, actually. I don't know, maybe he thought that the decision would be revoked. I haven't seen him since that decision was confirmed. If I get a chance later when I go off hunting the athletes, which is my sport, my favourite pastime, then I will try and collar him and ask him about that and how he's feeling. He does have a tendency to be a very passionate climber. Momoko Oda about to push her way into the medal positions here. Look, she's climbing. Right, I've got to talk about this. She's on the final volumes here. This is the clump. And that clip just to her right was the point that caused the problem for Jakob Schubert earlier today. I think that puts her in first place at the moment. Just going to double check that. The wall is 15 meters high and 6 meters wide. It is a new wall. Momoko Oda there. I like Momoko Oda's new haircut. Well, here are the results as they stand at the moment. 41 plus is the one to beat in the men's lead final with Ramon, Julien Leblanc. Of course, we still have Sean McCall and Sachi Ama to climb yet here. And for the women's, here they are. Kim Jain, 42 plus. Momoko Oda's score's not been updated yet, but she'll definitely be in that top three. Scott, I can only agree with you on that. I'm going to have a word with Chris. I'm very disappointed. We're back on the wall with Sachi Ama of Japan. Julien Leblanc there at 41 plus. Schoenikov with 34 plus. And Thomas Tauporn of Germany with 32 plus there. You can see the numbers on the route. Out of the 48 holds, 47 of them are marked for the men's. Unfortunately, this wall is just for competition climbing. It will be taken down. Actually, the square we're now sitting in is actually a market tomorrow. That shows you how quick the IFSC can assemble a wall and a competition and then get rid of it. It is a shame because it's a beautiful wall. Incredibly thin, incredibly light climber, Sachi Ama. You can see the muscle definition. Sachi Ama with a score of 40 plus earlier today in the semi-finals. 22-year-old athlete born in 1989 in Tongxi. Lives in Osoyima. She, world ranked third, was third at the end of the World Cup rankings 2011, was fifth at the end of the World Cup rankings 2010, fourth at the Bouldering World Cup in Chongqing this year, fourth at the Lead World Cup at Chamonix in 2011. So we saw him in the finals here last year. Fourth at Briançon last year as well. We're there next. I'll be there next. Hope to see all of you guys there as well. If not in person, then I don't know. Support in the chat, it's fine. I'll let you off on that one. Just to let you know, we will also be covering the World Youth Championships in Singapore as well this year. Starting to get some more support. So there you are, there's some more coverage for climbing. I'm not sure whether I'll be in Munich in August. That depends on whether Munich wants me. Not in a weird way, in a good way.
Are you ready? It's now. Allez, là-bas. Regarde sortir un doigt. Moi, je vais bien pouvoir le faire. Il est facile, il n'a pas sorti la volée de finale. Il a touché le bac.
There's the above camera for you, just to show you the kind of angle that we're looking at, the drop off there, just in case you get a little bit confused and you think that Sachiyama is actually climbing towards the ground, which would be a really bad move for the climbers. He's into the medals now. There you can see it, this is the silver medal spot, so he's just bumped Thomas Tauporn out of that bronze that he's been holding on to so far. '41 plus was Ramon Julien Puglange, the world ranked number 2, but Sachiyama's pushing some boundaries here. Our world ranked number 3, can he outdo our number 2? Pushing his way onto the final section of the wall, Sachiyama of Japan. Truly phenomenal climbing here. One hand on the wall as he clips in. A bit more chalk, but he's not waiting around. He's currently at 4 minutes 35 on the clock. The crowd are absolutely loving it, but he's gone. He does not stop smiling. I love that about Sachiyama. Loves the support. It's looking possible that he could get the gold here. It depends on the countback. And that'll be the first medal to go to a time clock since it was introduced.
Il a gagné 2 Coupes du Monde de bloc cette année, Sean McCall, qui a pas fait gagner les Coupes du Monde en glisse, 5 fois champion du monde dans toutes les disciplines. Yes, Sachi. Allez, dernière ovation pour Sachiyama. Avant d'accueillir la dernière fille,
Sachiyama bids goodbye. You wanted a fact about Sachiyama's name. I've got a vague fact about Sachiyama's name. The Shakti goddess. She's a goddess in folklore. Is also known as Amma, which means mother. There's a random fact for you. The DJ picks it up again with a very interesting choice of song to play to 15,000 people at the Climbing League World Championships here. I'm horny. I don't know whether he's trying to tell us something. But we are now back with our last female climber, Mina Markovic. Let's see whether she can prove her worth here. The only athlete to top in the semi-finals earlier today. She also topped both of the routes in the qualifications. Mina Markovic has not been stumped at all yet this year at Chamonix. And we would expect no less of our world-ranked number 1, 24-year-old Mina Markovic from Slovenia. Born in Maribor, lives in Butui. Anyone joining us from there, send your support in. I know we've got a couple of guys in from Slovenia. She was second at Vienna and first at Log Dragomir for the bouldering on our home turf this year. I was there for that. And I saw her in Vienna as well. We had a phenomenal final in Vienna for the bouldering. If you missed that one, shame on you, but you can get online and find it. It's definitely worth a watch. We had blood, sweat and tears, injuries galore, athletes having injuries and then coming out again and carrying on. An incredible final. Mina Markovic first at Barcelona, Amman, Zinning, Munich and Chamonix last year. There is no stopping this girl. Second at Cranch and Boulder in 2011. Let's keep our fingers crossed. As Mina Markovic makes her way up this wall here, a lot of support from the crowd. Phenomenal support from the crowd. French crowd here has been really, really supportive all the way through the climbing World Cup here. Just as a side note, after I'm Horny, the DJ is now playing It's Raining Men. We were talking earlier about the muscle structure on Mina Markovic. On her back here, always wears the same gear to climb. And you can see the structure there and the tone on her arms, shaking out the lactic acid. But look at that shoulder there. And those lats are something else entirely. You could break walnuts in between them lats if you were so inclined. Mina Markovic is inclined at 30 degrees at the moment. This 15-meter wall, 6 meters across, stands at a 30-degree incline. There you can see the medal rankings at the moment, and this is our last climber for the women. She's got a little way to go yet to see whether we will see her on the podium here. We want to see her on the podium here. Drop knee going on there, pushing her up around that volume. Grabbing a little bit more chalk. Choosing to avoid that crimp. Good decision. Mina just makes it look almost effortless. Phenomenal there. Both feet off the wall. Let's see her campus to the top. That really would be something. On the final 3 volumes now. Yes, Billings, I am going to be quiet now because I don't want to jinx her. She is in the medals. That's the last thing I'm going to say. Come on, Mina. Crowd with shouts of allez, allez. And that would have been gold. I refuse to take responsibility for that. Interesting point from Marissa there. Yes, the medal positions are exceptionally close this time. All of our female athletes have climbed now. There you can see the huge screen that we've got there in the background that the crowd are watching it on. 15,000 strong, sitting in the rain with their umbrellas, giving Mina Markovic the round of applause that she deserves after a phenomenal climb there.
Ina, can you put your hands up just after, please? Everybody have to make some noise for Mina Markovic first.
And there goes. Oh, I'm not leaving, I'm staying here. Mina Markovic is just going to sit down. Well, the commentator is shouting winner of Chamonix. Mina Markovic seems very, very pleased with herself and she's waving. The belay is having a wonderful time, but I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. I think she has been named winner, but we'll bring that up for you in just a moment. Sachiyama is currently our gold medalist in the men's. How hard have these routes been so far? Not a top at all. And Sean McCall takes the stage. Sean McCall is completely bilingual. He's fluent in French and in English. He's also a classically trained pianist. Just an interesting fact for you again there. But if you're going to choose an instrument to play, to build up strength in your hands, classically trained pianist is definitely one to go for. As I've said just a moment ago, Sachiyama, currently the gold medalist here with 43 plus. That's what Sean has to be. Very quick onto the wall now, Sean. Interesting, Corey. Thank you for that. Passed up an opportunity to go to university to carry on with the climbing, and aren't we glad that he did? Sean McCall competing in all three disciplines, though not doing too well in the speed discipline. Though that is, I suppose, the most different of the three. He took silver recently at Vale in the bouldering there. He's definitely got a name for himself going on in the lead circuit as well. First at Crange in 2011 in the lead there. He's world ranked 6th. At the end of 2011 was world ranked 6th. Was 43rd on the world rankings at the end of 2010. So bear that in mind. He went from 43rd up to 6th. Look how strong and firm these moves are. One hand off the wall there, literally almost a one-arm pull-up. If you joined us for Vienna, you had the pleasure of seeing Rustam Galmanov do a one-arm pull-up as he topped out on the final bouldering problem there. That man is a machine. So is Sean McCall. Dexterity is absolutely phenomenal. There's one hand, just hanging out. Sean McCall from Canada. Earlier today, the only man in the entire competition to top out in the semi-finals. And that put him first coming into the finals here today, which is why he's climbing last. There you can see the conditions that we're in. And there you can see our sea of umbrellas, our multicolored dream umbrellas. And that is the crowd here in Chamonix, 15,000 strong. There we are, Scott. I've been turned down a little bit. I have no control. I'm out in the field with my mic, getting excited by Sean McCall. And this final climb was an interesting heel hook there. A vertical heel hook. There you are, Scott. That was just for you, that was. Oh, Sean's gone! Which means that our gold medalist here is going to be Sachi Ama. Third ranked in the world. Such a shame. I thought Sean was going to go all the way there. Sean McCall saying, I don't know exactly what happened there, guys. I'm sorry, but that's the way that it is. Which means that Sachi Ama is going to be our gold medalist here in Chamonix. And Mina Markovic, another gold for her. She was the champion here last year. She's going to be the champion here again today. Look at that crowd as they give him a round of applause as Sean McCall exits the stage. Looked so strong there as he started going up the wall. Right, guys, as the sport here ends, my sport starts. I'm off hunting. Stay with us. I'm going to bring you some interviews as soon as I can get them. I'm going to leave you with the lead results so far, and I'll be with you as soon as I can. Well, I'm just running around the back in the ISO, trying to find myself some climbers, having a bit of a hunt. I just spotted Mina Markovic, and she's still here, so I'm going to grab her for an interview. She seems pleased. I'm going to probably put you there, Mina, is that all right? See you a bit better. Can you see her? It's a bit dark back here. Okay, Mina Markovic, you've just got gold medal here in Chamonix. Again, you looked utterly surprised.
Yeah, because, okay, till up there I climbed out well, but I really didn't expect that this would be enough for winning. So I didn't expect the winning, but anyway, I'm satisfied, but I know that I'm able to climb better.
Can you tell us a bit about your thought process when you're in the ISO, knowing that you've got the world #2 here as well, and you're up against Kim? How have you been dealing with the thought process before you're coming out in front, knowing that you were last to come out today, seeing the other female climbers go out ahead of you?
I didn't know what was happening before, actually, because quite a long time we were in isolation far away. But I was on observation, I saw the route, and I saw that I'm able to climb it, just if something don't really surprise me. And I just had my plan in the mind, so I wanted to get it top, and that's it. I didn't care about other things, what was happening around.
Can you tell us about some of the training that you've been going through in between the last Bouldering World Cup and this one? Have you started switching onto lead training?
Yeah, actually I started switching on lead training a little bit before, but anyway, after the last Boulder World Cups, there were a lot of climbing with the team on a rope at the different climbing centers in different places in Slovenia. Like all the team, we climbed together, we doing on our weaknesses and wanted to get as much progress as possible. And I think we really did a good job, and I think we will still doing this further.
Are we going to be seeing you at the next one in Briançon?
Yeah, you will sure see me in Briançon.
Anything you want to say to the world that's watching you now in the chat?
Thank you for cheering and cross the fingers for next week.
Thank you, Mina Markovic. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, thanks.
Right, I'm going to go and try and find someone else. Leave Mina to go and do her thing, get a bit relaxed after that intense final. I'm going to go hunting this way. Let's have a look. I'm being pointed. Ah! Come in. Yeah. I'll put you here. Well, I've found another one. I am here with Kim Jae-in. Hi.
Hi.
Can you tell us how the climbing was for you today?
The final route it was a little bit tricky, so I had to deal with some difficult moves. So it is a little bit shame that I couldn't complete the final route, but I'm very honored to join Chamonix World Cup, and I really enjoyed it, and it was really fun. Yes.
You've got a phenomenal history in climbing. You've been world ranked #1 before now, and you're currently world ranked #2. We want to see you pushing back up there in competition with Mina Markovic constantly. Can you tell us a bit about how you got into climbing in the first place? What started you in climbing?
Who wouldn't like to win the first, but frankly speaking, I don't mind, because my goal is always to complete the route. So I will continue to do my best for complete the route. Yes.
Was there any point when you were on the wall where you really ran into difficulties, or was there a point that was the hardest on the wall? Whereabout was that for you today?
The final route? I think the big pitch is, I was pumped, so like, yeah, but it was fun, yes.
Is there anything you want to say to the people back at home? The whole world's watching?
To Korean?
Yeah, go for it.
일단은 첫 차모니 월드컵에서 준우승을 했는데 조금 아쉽긴 하지만 그래도 아직 월드컵이 많이 남아있으니까 계속 좋은 등반 많이 하겠습니다. 네.
Kim, thank you so much for talking with us. Congratulations. We'll see you at the next one. Briançon, yes?
Yes.
Yes, brilliant. We've got Kim for Briançon. Right, I'm off hunting again. Who else can I find? I've got to be quick because the athletes are going to be talking to... Ah, wait.
Yeah.
Sachi, yes? Can we have an interview?
Yeah.
And then Sean, in a couple of seconds, yeah? Brilliant. Thank you, mate. Okay, well, I'm here with Sachiyama, who is our gold medalist here at Chongqing. Sachi, how are you feeling?
Yeah, the route was really nice for me, and now I don't know, but I really enjoyed the route. I'm really happy, but I don't know now. Yeah.
What is it? Do you feel like you could have done better?
Hmm?
What is it that's making you sit back? Is it because you thought you could have done better? Because you have the gold here.
Yeah. This year, I didn't training so much. I tried to enjoy and try to feel myself. So this time I was thinking maybe I'm not in the semi-final or maybe win. I didn't know. So
either not in the semi-final or winning.
Yeah.
I think that's a good mindset to have. I think that's great. That's exactly how you should be thinking.
Yes. I didn't training so much, so
surprised more than anything. Yeah, okay. Is there anything you want to say to people back at home? The whole world's watching.
I need 5 years to win, so it was long way, but between the 5 years I really grow up, so now Yeah, one thing, I love climbing.
Sachi, anything you want to say in Japanese to people at home?
はい、ようやく優勝することができました。まあ優勝するとかしないとかがまあどっちでもいいかなって思えた時に初めて優勝してすごい不思議な気持ちです。とにかくルートが楽しかった。はい、それだけです。
Sachiyama, thank you very much. Congratulations on gold medal. Will we be seeing you in Briançon?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, brilliant. Sachiyama, everybody. Thank you very much. Right, where's Sean McCall? I had him just 2 seconds ago. We just want Sean McCall, and then they can go. Huh? Yes, quickly. I'm going to try and find him. There he is.
Can we stay out of the rain?
Yes, we can. It is pouring it down, isn't it? Sean, now, first out of the semis into the finals. So strong all the way through this entire competition. What happened?
I got out there and I did the first 4 or 5 draws and I was already pumped. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just because there was all those crimps at the beginning. Maybe it was because I spent an hour in cold, but like I felt good. I came out strong. I was excited. Like I knew Ramon and Sachi were up near the top. I didn't know how close. I knew if I did it, I'd win. And I was pumped a third of the way up till where I fell, and I'm just really happy to be on the podium.
Well, there was 2 or 3 points there where it was literally like that one hand just hanging around. You just made it look so easy because you were so controlled for most of it. What was the point at the very end there that did it for you?
Well, coming out of the roof, definitely with a couple campus moves, it just tires you out. I mean, they're good holds, but you're still doing really big moves, and then switching right from big holds right into slopers, it's really hard. And then you have to get your feet up on the slopers. I had to readjust my hand, and I could just feel myself getting really tired. Then the move where you did the really big kind of crossover into the volume, I thought that hold below it was going to be a lot better. I got there and I was like, oh man, I hope I'm like somewhere up near the top, right? And then I did the next move, I matched, and like I was just done. I managed to get the next crimp. I couldn't move my feet, and without the minus, I got a plus on the last one, but it was I wasn't close to doing the next couple of moves.
How did you find the routes in general?
The qualifiers were great. Semifinals was perfect. I mean, there was one Jakob that he topped. I heard there was a slight incident with his foot, and then the finals it was perfect. It was hard. It was really hard the whole way up, and it was but a great competition.
We're going to see you in Briançon, right?
Yes, I will be there.
Perfect. I'll see you there in a week's time. Sean McCall, thank you so much for talking to us. There we are, guys. I have to let the athletes go now. My hunting has to stop here because they all have to go and get their dope tests to make sure that everything's okay for the results. I'm going to now bring you over onto the main screen again. We'll have a look at what the crowd's doing right now in the rain that's coming down. As you can see, Sean McCall saying, I'm not going in the rain. I want to stand off to one side. So we're going to bring you back onto the main screen now, show you some more of those results. Of course, those aren't going to be confirmed official for the next 20 minutes now that the competition has finished, because the judges have to reassess them and make sure that they're all agreed before they are published online. But stay with us. We'll be bringing you up the medal ceremony in just a few minutes' time, and we can show you who has been given the medals here at Chamonix 2012. See you in just a moment.
Chamonix. Alors attention, 3e place ce soir, mesdames et messieurs. Je vous demande une ovation. Third place tonight from Japan. Make some noise for Momoka Oda. Marcos Colares qui remet la médaille. Le bouquet de fleurs est remis par Luc, le directeur de l'UCPA, une légende qui a fait la MB Race. Et Jean-Claude Villeneuve qui remet le chèque. La dotation, le chèque offert par la mairie de Chamonix, des chèques qui vont monter 300 000 € pour la première, c'est énorme. Second place tonight, she's from Korea. Everybody make some noise for Kim Jae-in. Kiriou, notre président de la Fédération française montagne qui remet la médaille. Bernard Ollier, adjoint au sport de la communauté de communes pour le chèque. Et puis notre président du club, Christian Vignave, président du club d'escalade de Chamonix. And attention, ladies and gentlemen, the winner tonight, she's from Slovenia. Third place, make some noise for Mina Markovic, winner! Slovenia, Slovenia! Pierre-Henri Notre colonel qui remet le bouquet de fleurs. Mon colonel, vous pouvez l'embrasser. Hein. Milan Markovic, profitez-en. Elle est peut-être militaire dans son pays en Slovénie. Et puis, monsieur le maire qui remet le chèque. Applaudissements s'il vous plaît pour les 3 filles qui remportent la compétition. Milan Markovic, Kim Jae-il et Moroka Oda. Et mesdames et messieurs, je vous demande d'accueillir l'hymne national slovène. Voilà, applaudissements, Milan Markovic qui remporte cette Coupe du Monde. Thank you very much and congratulations, girls. Oui, elles vont revenir, you can come there. On va les faire monter sur la première marche. Allez, pour les photos, toute la presse va se jeter là. D'ailleurs, des premières pages pour nous, monsieur le maire, il a l'habitude. Allez, innovation du public, les 3 DS de cette soirée. Et ensuite, le podium masculin. Et c'est parti pour la fête avec Commandant Percu. Je voulais en profiter en attendant les garçons pour remercier Dean Genas qui a été très bon pendant 3 jours de compétition. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous demande d'applaudir les vainqueurs de ce soir chez les garçons. Allez, applaudissements pour eux. Attention, le 3e, il a été rando cet après-midi en demi-finale. Un jeune homme incroyable, déjà multiplement titré, 3e ce soir du Canada. Applaudissements pour Sean McCall, le gardien. Pierre-Henri Maillasson, notre secrétaire général qui remet la médaille. Jean-Claude Gaviornet, notre président du club des sports qui remet le chèque. Il n'y aura pas de fleurs pour les hommes. Second place, 2 fois champion du monde, l'incroyable espagnol, 2e ce soir. Du bruit pour Ramon, Julian Plicnaque, Spain. Et alors attention parce que là c'est le sourire aux lèvres qui va monter. Première victoire en Coupe du Monde, messieurs dames, pour le japonais. First place tonight, du bruit pour Sashiyama. Oh, Sashiyama, winner tonight, Japan. Allez, pour fêter sa première victoire en Coupe du Monde, encore une fois Chamonix, c'est la dernière fois du bruit. Et je vous demande d'accueillir l'hymne national japonais. Applaudissements pour Sachi, s'il vous plaît, le vainqueur. Et alors, monsieur le maire, monsieur le président de la Fédération internationale, notre secrétaire général, tout le monde, je voudrais qu'on se mette en ligne devant les gens. On va faire une première sur Chamonix, parce qu'en face de nous, on a un public exceptionnel. Eux, ils étaient sous la pluie, nous, on était au sec. Je voudrais qu'on les applaudisse très fort, s'il vous plaît. Le public de Chamonix, merci beaucoup. Félicitations aux grimpeurs, vous êtes un public exceptionnel. Merci à tous les bénévoles qui ont travaillé, tous les partenaires, les sponsors d'Inchilas. Et on vous laisse passer une excellente soirée avec Commando Percu qui va prendre la relève et un superbe show pyrotechnique. On vous souhaite une bonne nuit du 14 juillet.
Well, that just about wraps things up here in Chamonix for 2012 for our Lead and Speed World Cups. I'm out and about in the crowd because in a couple of seconds' time, as you can hear, the band's just kicking up and we're about to have a fireworks display. So if you fancy sticking around for something pretty, it's going to be well worth it. The rain's not stopping the crowd here. The umbrellas seem to be multiplying and we're going to show you some coverage of that fireworks display. Did you enjoy the final? I most certainly did. We'll be with you just under a week's time at Briançon for the next Climbing World Cup. I've just run back over. Say good night to you guys. Well, there we are, just wrapping things up here at Chamonix. Thank you so much for joining us in the chat room. What a phenomenal final there. Sachiyama taking the gold. Such a shame for Sean McCall at the end there. What a phenomenal final this has been indeed. And yesterday as well with the speed final. Incredible organisation all the way around by the IFSC and by the officials here. Been an absolutely phenomenal couple of days, despite the unfortunate incident that we had with the avalanche yesterday in the early hours of the morning. I'm going to leave you with the crowd and with the firework display. Thank you very much for joining us. I've been Daniel Finn. Good night. I'll see you in Briançon.